My name is Philip Harris.
Justin Wright.
It's Eric Cooley.
Greg Sturgeon.
Colton Carr.
I'm Kurt Cab. I work here at the motor shop at Vaughn Electric. I've worked here for almost 10 years now, and I'm the shop manager. We perform electric motor repairs and sales. My day-to-day roles include coordinating with customers and supervising the employees here in the motor shop. So here in the motor shop, we serve primarily commercial and industrial customers. Commercial and customers may include your HVAC, refrigeration, and industrial customers cover a wide array of different industries, from fabrication, manufacturing, to the agricultural side of it, elevators, grain elevators, mills, paper mills, rendering. Basically, if you eat it, drink it, sleep on it, wear it, drive it, an electric motor has something to do with the process to make that happen.
My name's Eric Cooley. I'm the construction manager at Vaughn Electric. Been here for almost 16 years. My job duties include lining everybody out each morning on where we're going, project managing, which involves estimating. We have prints to take off of. We use the estimating program to get the values and the cost of the materials and labor. And we also take and do design build, which we design on AutoCAD, and then also using calculations from the NEC code book to make sure we stay within the guidelines. I get material from the vendors, get quotes from the vendors, make sure that we have a good stock of material every day so we're not without material when we're heading out for jobs. Try to schedule lead times for materials so we can get jobs completed on time.
I am Greg Sturgeon with Vaughn Electric, Vice President of Automation. I guess here at Vaughn Electric we are service providers and solutions integrators. In the automation department, there's kind of two sections of it. We've got service work, which we're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Customers call with electrical problems, and we go to the sites and figure out what the issue is and resolve it for them. On the other side of that, we've got an automation department. Takes care of integrating automated controls to machineries, to plants, to SCADA systems. We're recording gallons per minute flows and trending graphs, showing it on computers. We're monitoring devices in the field and making decisions for the other equipment to run or not, or slow down or pause or do whatever the customer needs. We basically provide the customers with a hardware employee. We're gathering information from the owners and the users of the equipment, and we're translating what they're telling us they want the equipment or plant to do, and we're translating that into a language into the PLC, so from then on it is an employee that doesn't call in sick.
My name is Colton Carr, and I'm an electromechanical service technician here at Vaughn Electric. I've been here about 2.5 years. With my job, I am like I said, I'm one of the electromechanical service technicians here at Vaughn Electric. Another thing I do is outreach. I'm also an outside salesman for our motor shop. So some of the services we provide on our electromechanical service team would be laser alignments, infrared thermography, on-site field balancing, vibration analysis, and motor insulation testing. On laser alignments, what that is we have a dual lasered system, and what you do is it's to align two shafts to each other. So just breaking it down, if I go into a plant and there's a motor, I'd put a laser on that shaft. If it's going to a pump, I'd put a laser on that shaft, and what you're doing is you're precisely aligning it, making sure that it's going to run properly. Infrared thermography, that is where we go around and we check for hot spots. So we have an infrared camera, and that's what it does. It checks for heat. We do this for many different facilities, electrical co-ops. But what we're doing, like I said, is we're looking for hot spots, and that can include loose connections, overloads, and faulty equipment, multiple different things. We also do on-site field balancing. What that is we go and we balance fans, making sure that they're going to run properly and they're not going to have a lot of vibration. So with vibration analysis, we have a machine that's able to detect unwanted frequencies in a machine. So any sort of rotating equipment, we can go and check. And what we use is, it's basically a magnet. It's called a transducer. You would put that on pretty much both sides of the equipment that's running, and you're able to pick up any sort of, like I said, unwanted frequencies, any sort of vibration that's not supposed to be there. And it's a preventative maintenance that helps determine an issue before it's too late. Another thing we do is motor insulation testing. What that is we go straight to the motor itself, and we're able to determine if the windings inside the motor are still intact and there's no damage inside. So customer service is definitely a big part of our company here. We make that a priority, and I really feel like that's why customers use us, and we take care of their needs 24/7.
My name's Justin Wright. I've worked for Consolidated Crane for 6 years, and it's been a great place to work. Day to day is different every day. That's what I enjoy a lot about the job. I come in on a Monday and do inspections on cranes for 3 days in a row, and then the rest of the week we're doing maintenance on cranes. And then the next week it'll be maintenance all week. Next week might be inspections all week. It's different locations, different scenery every day, never the same. Keeps your mind sharp, and I enjoy it. Don't want to stand in one spot in a factory, and so this has been a great job for me. I would say to be a good crane technician, you can't be afraid of heights. All cranes are high in the ceiling in these factories, most anyway. You need to be a quick learner, good with tools, good with your hands because you can't drop tools. A lot of people down below you. The cranes are getting drive oriented now, going from contactor style to drive, so it's smart to learn some drive stuff, variable frequency drives. There's still a lot of old contactor style stuff out there, and resistor banks. So the electrical side of them can be slightly complicated, somewhat kind of automated at times. And we do work on some fully automated articulating cranes that you program on a location and it goes and picks something up. And, those are cool. But overall, the cranes we work on here at Consolidated Crane are anywhere from 500 pounds to 70 tons.
50 years ago, I guess it was, I was at the unemployment office looking for a job. They sent me to Vaughn Electric Company. Mr. Charlie Vaughn interviewed me, and I don't remember anything about the interview, but evidently I must have done a fair job, or he wouldn't have hired me, or he needed help real bad, one of the two, and I'm not for sure which it was. Probably the latter, I would think. When I started working here, I think there was like 12 or 15 employees, and there was the motor shop, and that consisted of the motor shop. We had a supply house, Reelfoot Supply Company then, and a construction crew. There was 3 people, including me, on the construction crew. Lester Williams, I'm gonna guess Lester was like 60 years old. At the time, I'm in 21, so Lester looked like he was 100 to me. But anyway, Lester hired me as his helper. I didn't know anything about electricity, and as the girls in the office can tell you, I probably couldn't even spell electricity at the time because I'm the world's worst speller, but we've managed through 50 years with the girls in the office to help me so that most emails and letters that I send out don't look completely out of line. Things has changed a lot in the last 50 years at Vaughn Electric Company. Like I said, when I started here, there was like 3 employees on the construction crew. I think that I just heard Jane say a while ago we have 32 employees. And so obviously we've grown a lot. But times have changed a lot. When I come here, we didn't have electric benders. We didn't have trenchers. We didn't have backhoes. I was the backhoe with a shovel in my hand. And everybody that started out at Vaughn Electric dug ditches. And once you become an electrician, you could have your helper dig the ditch, but somebody had to dig it by hand back then. All the threading was done by hand. So there's a lot more manual labor involved in it than there is today. Luckily for me, I had an opportunity to come in the office after about 10 years of working in the field. I really enjoyed working in the office, but it was different from anything I had ever really thought it would be. but I enjoyed it. When I started work, my desk had a rotary phone on it and a adding machine, and that was it. I can remember when the fax machines come out and we got our first fax, I thought, boy, technology is really, really here to stay. I never seen nothing like it, and now you can do more with your iPhone than we could with our computers back in those days. As my time at Vaughn Electric sort of grew, I decided it was best to train people for the future of Vaughn Electric Company rather than trying to train myself to do some of the technical skills we had. And the biggest reason for that was Greg Sturgeon. I heard Greg as an estimator, and myself and an engineer was trying to solve, an electrical engineer by the way, was trying to solve a problem, and Greg was listening to us on the phone. And when I got off the phone, Greg says, I can solve that problem for you if you want me to. Well, I actually didn't think Greg knew what the problem was, let alone the answer to the problem, but he proved me wrong, and he solved that problem, and I decided after that I needed to be using Greg solving technical problems and not doing estimating. So gradually, Greg started doing the more technical things and doing all our schematics and drawings. And then we actually opened up the automation department here probably about 5 or 6 years ago. And it has really grown, and that's all due to the ability that Greg's had. Mike and I was talking a couple weeks ago. We just built a new office here in between our construction building and our motor shop. And this place looks so much different than it did 50 years ago when I came here, or even, I want to say probably 20 years ago when Mr. Vaughn passed away. And I told Mike I would give anything if Mr. Vaughn could just walk through this place for 5 minutes to see what Vaughn Electric has grew into from the hard work that he put into this company starting, and I think it was incorporated in 1949. I think he actually started the company in 1947 or something like that. The one wish that I have besides that is I want Vaughn Electric to be successful 20, 30 years from now. I'm not going to be here. If we put the right people in the right places, like Mr. Vaughn put the right people in the right places, 50 years from now, Vaughn Electric will still be prosperous and be a good place for a lot of people to make a good living at and build lots of lasting friendships.